Good morning and welcome to my channel, The Fruitcake Astrologer, where I will give you an astrologer's take on current events and people in the news. Now, this is a Horary Astrology reading about whether there will be arrests from the Durham Report. The reason I'm doing this is because I've been waiting for the DNC to verify that Biden will be the nominee. And, I was fortunate to be born with a stellium in the 7th house, and so I love hearing both sides of it. My liberal side of the family is saying they are waiting on the VP candidate because that's who they're going to be voting for president, that Biden, is looking increasingly feeble. So that's who they're voting for to be president, is the vice president. And Biden delayed that decision for another week. The rumors on the conservative side are saying it's because Biden is supposed to be waiting for the Durham Report. And now, for those of you who aren't sure what the Durham Report is, it's supposed to be why did the Mueller hearings happen? It looks from the conservative side like, and I don't want to opine on too much of this stuff, but they're saying that it looked like a seditious setup of President Trump's presidency. Right, that Obama, Biden, Susan Rice, Samantha Power were unmasking people in the Trump campaign, like up to right before inauguration. I mean, like they're leaving office in a few days, and they're still unmasking people. So there's a lot of questions about what was going on there. Now, let's look at this, guys. If Durham comes out and arrests Obama, Biden, Susan Rice, Samantha Power, what do you think will happen? There will be massive riots. I mean, people will be the liberals will be so enraged. Imagine if Durham comes out and says, nothing to see here, move on. The conservatives are going to be furious and enraged and saying, why would they let them get away with this? Now, on the conservative side, there is quite a bit of evidence that things were monkeyed with. First, there's that report, that they used to get the FISA warrants that, turned out to be basically someone gossiping in a bar. There is proof that the FBI doctored their emails to say that Carter Page was not a CIA asset when he was. I mean, so they have a point too. So if the Durham Report comes out and says, nothing to see here, no indictment, the conservatives are going to be furious and convinced that the deep state has won another victory of, brushing things under the rug. So it occurs to me that this is a no-win situation. If Durham comes out and arrests high-ranking Democrats from the previous administration, including Biden. Biden was unmasking as well. Oh my goodness. I know. And if he doesn't, the conservatives are going to be absolutely livid. So a no-win situation, guys. And lo and behold, Mars is coming up to square that triple conjunction. You see it there in the 5th house in Capricorn, Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn, all retrograde. Now, the last time Mars hit that was by conjunction, and that's when the COVID started. He's coming back to square that triple conjunction. And yes, squares are less powerful than conjunctions, but Mars is going to retrograde on September 9th. And make a few passes across that. In the sign of Aries, which is violent, military, Mars is going to really be warped up in that sign. That's his own sign. So Mars square Saturn, classic interpretation, frustration. Mars square Pluto, classic interpretation, murderous rage. That's those two aspects are what you see in the charts of serial killers very frequently. These people are not the nicest folks in the world, right? Then Mars squaring Jupiter. Jupiter expands anything it touches. Lots of violence. Yikes. Now, Mars is sitting in the 9th house of justice. So whichever side of the fence you sit on, you are going to be frustrated, furious, and feeling very, very angry. Okay. Now, will there be arrests? I believe there will be arrests. And I believe there will be important, powerful people. Look at Leo rises and the sun is in the 12th house of jail and confinement. My question is, will there be arrests? And I think this is clearly saying, yes, there's people who are going to be taken to jail. And they are going to be powerful, important people. Now, this has already been decided because the 2640 rises. Now, a chart is considered unreadable when it hits 27, 28, 29. It's like, hey, this has already been decided. So this says to me, this has all but been decided that these people are going to be arrested, right? Now, reports, the Durham Report is ruled by Mercury. All reports are ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is at 0 degrees in, again, the 12th house of jail confinement. And the 0 degrees means that the ramifications of this report are just beginning. Okay, does this mean if people are arrested, now we're going to have big public trials? Okay, that might be what the moon in this 7th house of legal issues means. Next over, Neptune conjunct the part of misfortune in retrograde. Now that can mean that secrets, Neptune rules secrets, illusions, deceptions, are there going to be some real big secrets revealed, that are also going to enrage people against the powers that be? That triple conjunction in Capricorn, the sign of leadership. Notice that Mercury sits opposite that triple conjunction, a pulling apart, a separation. Are these people going to lose their power in a very public way? Look at this, is the 5th house is Leo's house, and Leo is about publicity. Okay, so in the public, and this says to me that it's going to be very public. Now, the moon's final aspect, which describes the outcome of the event, is a square from the 8th house of death, taxes, rejection, race, to Venus in the 11th in Gemini. Now, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury sits in the 12th house of confinement, of jail. So I believe people will go to jail. Gemini, of course, is ruled by the twins, and he does nothing once. He does things at least twice every time. So more than one person will go to jail, potentially a female, Venus. So, yeah. Now, notice that Venus is conjunct the North Node. For you Vedic astrologers, that would be Rahu. Indicating that this is karmic. To a Western astrologer, that would say that the stuff's about to happen is karmic. Bottom line, yes, I do believe there will be arrests, and I do believe they will set off violence, not just once, but maybe a few times. As things tend to come out, I think it's going to get pretty yucky. Anyway, yikes.